I might watch this one of this guy quitting Overwatch 2.
We need to have a conversation, guys. I'm sure anybody who's tuned into the internet has seen how busy my week has been. This has been the busiest couple days of my life. I've barely slept. That's why there haven't been any streams. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, I acquired Mineplex, and that's going to be my #1 priority going forward. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Overwatch 2. Obviously, anybody who's watched my streams over the years has continued to see my dissatisfaction with the game, and I'm not going to be taking shots at the game and saying, "Oh, it's the devs' fault." Obviously, you know, the blow of the PvE not being what was promised was kind of the final straw for me. That broke the camel's back. That let me know, okay,
Bro, I fucking hated this character, this Echo shit. This is the worst, most annoying fucking character in the game.
Just need to move on. I know I don't want to be here my whole career. I know I don't want to be here my whole life. I want to move on and do more with my life. And obviously game design is a big part of that. And that's, you know, why one of the reasons why I wanted to get Mineplex was so that I actually had the ability to go design games and pursue my dream. And it's just very clear that Overwatch isn't really going to be a space to do that. And I really don't want
That's sad, man. So, like, this announcement, I feel like with this announcement and a lot of people, like, with Overwatch, this has kind of had them at the place where they're like, okay, well, why am I even here to begin with? What am I even doing anyway? Like, why is this? People are moving away from the game.
As one of those, oh, I'm quitting the game, blah, 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 I hope this game dies. No, you know, like, I want Overwatch to succeed. You know, it has a very special place in my heart.
And that's actually, I think, the saddest part. Is that the people that are quitting the game and really mad about it, you know they'll be back because they're still emotionally tied to it. But, like, this dude is like, just, yeah, I'm going to move on. I'm going to head out. It sucks.
Been great. And, you know, it's just like right now with what I want to do with my life and how I'm feeling and stuff like that, it just is elsewhere. I can't have Overwatch be my #1 priority. So
Jesus.
The days of Samito coming on and streaming top 500 ranked every day are no longer going to be here, just to be honest with you. Let's, you know, I want to branch out, do more rant style videos about things in general. Mineplex is going to take a lot of my attention. Now, are there going to be some days where I'm like, you know what, maybe I kind of want to stream some Overwatch ranked? Yeah, I'll hop on and I'll stream, and, you know, it's not going to be like I'm abandoning this channel forever.
Well, I haven't tried to create an audience with, to create content, but now they're learning their content's being cut, so either keep up with the limited content or look for something new. Yeah, like, I think with saying that the Overwatch PvE isn't going to happen, it was like pretty much they're saying, like, okay, well, all right, well, that's all, folks. You know, at the end of the Looney Tunes thing, that's the way it feels to me.
Overwatch content forever. It's just right now with things where things are at, especially the state of the game. I mean, obviously the PvE lying just made me lose all trust, and that was really the big deciding factor in me wanting to go. Like, I knew I had some interest in Mineplex, but after, you know, I heard what was going on, that definitely was the thing that made me say, all right, we need to jump ship here. We need to, you know, go focus on my dream and other business ventures and stuff like that. Because it was always on my mind. I knew I wanted to do it, but with the state of the game, you know, I miss 6v6. I hadn't really brought up 6v6 too much just because, you know, there was no point. We were looking forward to PvE and stuff. But
yeah, and that's what I'm saying is a lot of people probably hand-waved a lot of the issues that they had with Overwatch 2 because they were like, oh, this doesn't matter anyway because the PvE is going to come out, and that's what really matters.
But for me personally, on a personal note, I just liked having more synergy. I like a higher skill ceiling. And, you know, that's just kind of what I wanted. And it's just, there's just a big sour taste in my mouth towards this franchise right now about just everything, man. Like, I was looking forward to PvE so much, and it's just not there. The state of ranked is horrible. I still can't even play with my friends. Like, why would I, like, want to stick around on that product? You know, I know, like, the ceiling for content creation is bigger in other places. I'm miserable playing.
That's definitely true, because, like, who's going to consume content for Overwatch 2 now whenever Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch 1? Like, there's nothing new in the game. There's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to get excited about. There's never going to be, like, some kind of, like, oh, wow, this cool new thing is coming out. Like, there's a battle pass and, like, you know, a 30-second PvE event. Like, who cares?
The game, right? It's very clear that they aren't catering this game towards competitors, which is what I am. it just, it was a no-brainer decision for me to look to just go do other stuff. And again, let me be clear. This is not one of those videos where it's like, I hate this company and I hope the team fails and I hope the game dies. Like, no, of course, dude. There's so many great people in the scene, and, I hope to see them succeed and do well. And that's all I ever wanted for this game, right? Was to see it thrive and pop off and be a game that really attracts so many people from different places, because it really is the most special shooter game I've ever played. I've never played a shooter game that has the polish that this one has. It has the diversity of gameplay options that this one has, that has the storytelling this one has. Like, Overwatch still does have the most potential out of any.
He's right about all this, I think. I think Overwatch plays incredibly well. I think that, like, playing Reinhardt is completely different than playing Widowmaker. I actually agree with him in this. Absolutely.
FPS game on the
I think
market.
it plays incredibly well.
Not only has it just not ever really been pursued, but it's just been flushed down the toilet over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm just so tired of sitting here powerlessly watching and wasting my career here when I could go pursue other things. Like, the reality of Overwatch is, and this is just where Activision Blizzard as a company entirely has taken it, is it's just going to be a mid-tier game. And, that could be...
That is kind of, like, sad to say it that way, Because it's not like they're going to end Overwatch and it's dying. It's just that being mid is sometimes worse than being bad. Because at least being bad, people are emotionally attached to something that's bad because it could have been good. Something that's mid is just like,
sustainable for them. That could be great for them, and they could make that work. But for me personally, I'm too competitive, man. I'm in everything I'm in to win. And whether I end up winning or losing, I've lost plenty in my career. I've lost plenty in my life. I made plenty of mistakes, right? But, I don't regret it, because that's just the kind of man that I am. I'm a competitor, and I want to give everything I have to every project. And
that's, I think, another thing is that the game doesn't really... If you want to play the game all the time and you want to be super serious about it, the game just doesn't support that. And it doesn't have a player base that supports that in the same way that, like, Valorant does, for example, or like Call of Duty does. Like, you can't just be like, hey, I play Overwatch competitively and I'm really good at Overwatch and I'm really popular because of that. Like, yeah, there's people that are kind of like that, but it's not on the same level as Valorant or something else.
I'm not interested in a project that just does the bare minimum. I'm not interested in being around something that doesn't go out there. Like, I've kind of talked about this a little bit. I'm going to open up about a couple things here. Ever since my buddy Jalen died, right, I remember being at his funeral, and, we had to carry his casket, and it was an open casket, right? And I he was my best friend. It's where I got my name. It's where I got everything. And I remember looking down at his body and just, I can't get that image out of my head. And ever since that moment, I changed. I realized that you have to give everything you have while you're here, or it's not worth it. It's not about winning or losing. It's about, obviously, winning's important and you want to win, but it's about giving it 110% every single day.
Well, it's about, like, not wasting your fucking life. I think that's really where the context comes in. Like, he doesn't want to sit there and waste his fucking life playing a game he's not passionate about, he doesn't really like that much, and it just makes him mad. What does that have to do with playing Overwatch? Well, it's because it's him playing Overwatch, so it's like his feelings about the game are, like, influenced by what happens in his real life. Like, that's usually how it goes for normal people. Yeah.
And while I'm in the Overwatch scene, and that's my main thing, I know that I'll never be able to give it 110% because I just don't believe in the vision. I just don't, and that's the cold hard truth. Like, I need.
And
to
this
go
is what happened. Like, this whole thing is, like, kind of. This happened in WoW like maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and you saw a lot of content creators like myself. But I mean, I still make WoW content pretty regularly, and Bellular, Annie Fuchsia, even she was playing other games around then. Soda Poppin', Preach. Let's see who else. Like, a lot of people who just completely moved away.
do something that I believe in to be fulfilled as a human being. And that's not to say that some people can't feel fulfilled in Overwatch. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying that if you feel that, you shouldn't. Please make no mistake. This is a complete personal note, right? And this is by no means trying to, shit on anybody at the team or shit on any creator who wants to pursue a career in Overwatch. Go for it. If that's what fulfills you, abso-freaking-lutely, right? But I have to be real about myself and what I want and what I need to do. And I think that's been pretty apparent for many, many years now. I would say since 2020 that, I have not really been fulfilled in Overwatch, and I haven't wasted my time. I don't regret my time.
And like you can definitely tell whenever there's a content creator who really enjoys the game that they're playing and they play it all the time and they don't burn out because they really enjoy it and they're happy and everything like that. And it's so easy to tell what the difference is. What if you didn't make a video about it? Like just quit? Well, why would he do that? He's a massive content creator with a lot of subscribers and people care about him and his content. And so he's making a video for the people that are subscribed to him to give them an update about how he's feeling about the game. Like that's why. Is that confused? Is that hard for you to understand? I mean, that's the reason.
Time, right? Because it's been beautiful, it's been fun, but I don't think that this game is going to be elite. I don't. I just don't. I hope
Overwatch is never going to even be a quarter of as popular as Valorant. It doesn't have the juice. That's all there is to it. Yeah, it doesn't have it.
Hope it does. I hope I'm wrong, but listen, when true colors get revealed, you got to believe it, right? And while I do love Jared and Aaron, I don't think it's their faults at all. I think Jared's actually done a great job of replying to people on Twitter. It's been really fun to see him stand his ground, and I got to say, Jared, I respect the hell out of that, man. You keep doing it, and I hope that you can turn this ship around and keep it going and keep the ball rolling here. And best of luck to you, man. We're rooting for you. And I hope I encourage my entire community, especially who still are going to be playing Overwatch every day, to also root for him.
It's
right?
like, have you guys ever had a girlfriend that you break up with and you get back together with a bunch of times? Like I had this happen. And whenever I actually broke up with her, because like all of the previous times, like it would be like, I fucking hate you. You're the biggest piece of shit. Like, I hope I never talk to you again. I hope that you die in a car crash. You're like the worst person ever. And then 2 days later, we're back to dating again. Right? And whenever we actually broke up, there was none of that. It was very amicable. And so that's what I think makes something like this sad.
But for me, it's just like, look, I know that that this is not the place that's going to make my dream come true. I know that in order to be a better man and give back like I was given to from this gaming industry, that I need to go elsewhere. And that's what my plan is. Right. So, obviously I've been very silent this week talking to you guys about what my plan is, because honestly, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I would imagine like it's like if WoW came out and they announced that there aren't going to be any new raids. Like that's it, guys. We're not gonna do any. Bro, these raids are just like, this shit is crazy, man. It's like takes forever. I gotta make the new loot, no fucking like the fucking weapons. Oh god, we're done with this. They put in a maintenance mode. I bet like that would be a fucking reality check for a lot of content creators. Like it would suck. It's really hard
Jack's
to make a
new
new raid.
Yeah. Getting my development team together, planning out everything that we need to do.
Fan.
I have
Welcome aboard
huge
the train.
plans for Mindplex. And this is going to be my step into the reins of game design and making sure that we can make some dreams come true for many, many people and really give back to the experience that I've gotten. And it's just the state of Overwatch. It's just not that game. It's just not that game. It's not what it once was.
Yeah, it doesn't have... It like, when's the next time someone is going to get excited about Overwatch again? When's the next time somebody's going to be like, oh, wow, Overwatch, yes, now we can watch Overwatch, yes.
And I don't think, personally, if I was a betting man and I had to bet, I would say it probably won't ever be, which is fine. It still can be sustainable. It can still
and it's
do
like
well.
You can say the same thing about WoW to an extent, right? Is that, like... I feel like after Shadowlands and BFA, people were like, okay, Dragonflight, cool. We'll see what happens, you know? That's okay. But, you know, it just kind of... People didn't have, like, the same level of excitement for it. I think that you'll get a lot of excitement for, like, a Classic Plus or something like that. But I think for Retail WoW, I don't... Because, like, Shadowlands had a tremendous amount of excitement and hype to it. And you know what? Like, for its time, BFA had even more. People were so excited and so happy about BFA. And it just, like... You know, and like Dragonflight, I feel like people were not even remotely as excited about it.
But you know, it's really hard to hit the bar as to what this game was on release, because there was nothing like it, and there never will be. That's how special it was, right? That's not.
Well, I mean, Team Fortress 2 is a lot like Overwatch, but I do think that Overwatch as a game, there is no one-to-one comparison. Like, I do think that Overwatch is unique in the fact that you can play the game in so many completely different ways, and they fit together very well. I think that Overwatch is fundamentally a very well-designed game in that regard. Like, I do feel like a fucking badass whenever I'm, like, playing Reinhardt, and I'm just swinging and just clearing people out and killing them. Paladins? Well, I'm sure other people have games that are like Overwatch, sure. But, I mean, I think Overwatch is the biggest one. Sure. Paladins came after. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Not me saying that you can't be successful in the Overwatch scene, because like the first launch was just one of the most incredible things in the history of gaming.
It was huge.
And it definitely got all the credit that it deserved. And I do hope it can get back there. But right now, we got to focus on us, man. We got to keep things moving. We got to be the best we can be every single day. And I know that I can't be the best man I can be while focusing primarily on Overwatch. So, you know, this is kind of why I'm stepping away from the game a little bit.
That's sad.
I'm not quitting entirely. Like, I'll be around. Like, if you guys need me, I'll try to be in and out when I have time. But
you got to farm the drama.
Mindplex is now my #1 priority. I've got to get the ball rolling here. I've got a ton of...
Yeah, I think that's good for him. You know, like, move something else. Like, what? Like, there's a lot of people that have, like, this massive, like, toxic relationship with a video game that they play. And it's like, at a certain point, is this really good for you? And I think that's what he was talking about with, like, you know, that guy he grew up with. It's like, what am I doing with my life? Making content and playing a video game all of the time that makes me mad. What am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, you know, what am I doing with my life?
Projects that I got to work on, and I'll have a lot more news for that, for you guys on that sooner. But I'm gonna go chase my dream. And Overwatch, you know, while you've been my #1 priority for so many years, I want to say thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything. It's not the last you'll see of me, but I'm still really, really grateful for all the people I've met, the journey it's been, the mistakes I've been able to learn from and continue to learn from. Overwatch made me a better man, and I am very grateful for that. So yeah, no, to all my friends of the Overwatch scene, good luck, have fun, keep grinding, keep doing you, believe in yourself. Chat, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and those of you who are coming with me on my journey forward through Mindplex and forward into the game design industry and forward into many other business plans that I'll be able to talk about, that's awesome. So yeah, you'll see me on Ranked maybe twice a week, but and you'll still see rant videos on this channel covering like a ton of subjects. But yeah, that's why I'm stepping away from Overwatch. It's time for me to spread my wings. So thank you guys so much. I love you. I'll see y'all later with a ton of announcements. Peace out and best of luck, Overwatch.
That's so sad. That is so sad, man. We'll still farm rant content? Well, of course, right? I mean, you have to, like, that's the meta, right? Is that you come back, you farm the content for the game, and then you leave, you know? Stepping away, but twice a week? Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, that's a huge difference. Like, how many of you guys have, you know, it's like going from, like, working at a job, like, you know, full-time, like, 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, to, like, playing part-time or, you know, like, showing up 15 hours a week. That's a huge, big deal. Samito is actually so toxic for the Overwatch community. Well, I didn't see, I don't think anything that he said in this video was toxic. I don't think there was anything bad about what he said at all. I think that he was, you know, totally chill, like he was relaxed. There's nothing that was hostile or negative or bad or anything like that. Yeah, it seemed completely chill. Like, what do you mean? And also maybe he's a provocative guy. Maybe he said something that was bad in the past that I'm not aware of. I don't care. Like, I'm talking about this. Who gives a fuck? Passionate, not toxic. Henry Cavill. There are some people that are toxic, but I don't see any reason to say that he is. But yeah, that's where we're at, gentlemen. Overwatch 2 is, I think it's just kind of like, I think just like nobody gives a shit. That's it. Nobody gives a shit. People have moved past it. It's just like, okay, well, pack up your bags, boys. It's over. I'll be right back. And then we'll watch this other thing. Let me link you guys this video. I think this was a good video. I liked it a lot. And it's sad to see somebody making a video that's not screaming at the screen, because that means he's probably serious.